machinery of the United States government is designed to protect American interest everywhere. Indispensable in the performance of this vital work is the worldwide network of the intelligence service. This year, an American engineering firm was constructing a network of mountain roads in the vicinity of Kabul, Afghanistan. The successful completion of the project would raise American prestige and help combat communist influence in this strategic territory. Then disaster struck. A tunnel being bored through a mountain suddenly collapsed. Of 40 native workmen, only one survived. The American engineer in charge was accused of causing the disaster by using inferior materials. Intelligence suspected other reasons for the disaster, so Ken Thurston, codename X, was ordered to Afghanistan. His job? Prevent the loss of American prestige by proving beyond doubt that enemy sabotage had caused the tunnel to collapse.
The Man Called X, starring Barry Sullivan. These are the stories of America's intelligence agents, our country's first line of defense. These stories are based on material from the files of one of America's foremost intelligence experts.
By establishing himself as the representative of a firm dealing in construction supplies, an intelligence agent can easily approach the person most vitally concerned with such materials.
Our preliminary investigation indicates that Mr. Walker ordered and installed materials inadequate to the stresses placed upon them in the tunnel. His motive was to ensure greater profits for his company.
I'd like to examine those materials, Commissioner Yesset. I might be able to show you where you're wrong.
It would be difficult. Everything is either destroyed or still buried.
Could you arrange for me to visit the tunnel?
We are permitting no one to enter the tunnel until after the trial.
But, Commissioner, you're libeling my company by blaming its materials for the disaster. If you don't give us a chance to defend ourselves, we'll never get another job in this area.
I think you will agree that it would be poor policy for us to reveal our evidence before the trial. This trial is very important to my country. It cannot help but affect our relationship to the United States.
I assure you I have no intention of interfering with the trial.
Are you aware that Mr. Walker is not a real American?
What do you mean?
A report indicates that he was born in Sweden. He is only a naturalized citizen of your country.
He's a real American.
Yes, of course. I cannot give you permission to visit the tunnel.
All I want to do is vindicate my company.
I'm sorry, Mr. Owens. You know, in many ways, we Afghans still adhere to a rather crude form of justice. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, even a life for a life.
I'm interested in justice, too.
What I'm trying to tell you is that by getting involved in this case, you are putting yourself in great personal danger.
From whom?
From any of the relatives of the dead. In fact, almost any Afghan might consider you a fit object for personal vengeance. Afghanistan is no place for any American right now, but especially for someone in your business.
Thanks for the advice, Commissioner, but my company sent me out here to do a job.
You would do yourself a great favor if you would take the next plane from Kabul.
When I leave Kabul, it'll be with the truth about our products. Can you at least let me talk to Walker?
I believe so, Mr. Owens. We're not trying to be unreasonable, merely cautious.
Mr. Walker? Who are you? I'm Bill Owens, U.S. Mining and Engineering Materials. I'm out here to find out what happened in the tunnel.
Well, didn't I tell you? I bought supplies below specifications and pocketed a profit.
Well, that's not true. I handled your order myself. Perhaps the engineering was at fault and not the materials. You see, my company has a solid reputation of over 100 years' service in all parts of the world.
It wasn't the engineering or the material.
What's your theory?
Sabotage of some kind?
By whom?
You haven't been in Kabul long.
No, I just got in this morning.
This city is full of communist technicians trying to impress the people by building public works. They've been aching to take over our road project. Now, if they do, all American engineers will be replaced. And then the communists will move in.
That doesn't interest me particularly. Sabotage seems an extreme explanation.
Go out of the tunnel, look at it yourself.
They won't let me. I was hoping you could give me the truth and restore my company's reputation.
Believe me, Mr. Owens, if I know it was my fault, I'd admit it. Darling. Mr. Owens, from U.S. Supplies. My wife, Barbara.
How do you do?
Are you here to help John?
Well, I just wanted to protect my company's interests. Pleased to meet you. the company that supplied the materials for this project. My name is Owens. I'd like to get inside.
Have you a pass?
No, but I have this letter of introduction. It's all right.
You must have a pass.
I'll only be a few minutes.
You cannot enter without a pass.
Just one man guarding all this fence?
It is electrified.
Oh, I see. You sure you won't let me get in? You can come with me if you like.
I'm sorry.
Goodbye.
That was very clever, Mr. Owens, but I'm afraid you will have to explain it to the commissioner.
I'm sorry I had to do it that way, but I think I found out something valuable.
Commissioner Yesed will decide that. Come along, Mr. Owens.
You purposely disregarded my wishes. I have every reason to order you from Afghanistan.
I don't think it would be to your advantage to do that.
Why not?
Because you want the truth. Same as my company does.
What is your version of the truth?
There was an explosion in that tunnel before the cave-in.
What makes you think so?
Well, two things. First, the lingering odor of gunpowder. Second, the elliptical shape of the collapsed roof. Exactly the pattern an explosion would make.
The gunpowder was used in a desperate attempt to save some of the trapped men. As for the roof, we believe the pattern was caused by a fault in the rock.
What about the one man who survived? Has he said anything about an explosion?
Stuff? No. As far as I know, he is in a coma ever since he is entering the hospital. Excuse me. Oh, come in.
I hope you'll forgive the intrusion, Commissioner, but I had to see you.
Mr. Owens of United States Supplies, Dmitry Loki, head of a visiting delegation of engineering to our country.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Loki.
And are you? I felt since Mr. Owens had been permitted inside the tunnel, it was my duty to find out what the nature of his business is.
Mr. Owens entered the tunnel without my permission.
Oh?
Just why is this your affair, Mr. Loki?
My delegation is to take over the tunnel project shortly. Whatever happens inside is of concern to us.
Is that true?
There is no decision yet.
A formality. After all, Mr. Owens, after all that's happened, you can hardly expect the government to take further chances with American engineers. If you're planning to bid on the project, I believe you're wasting your time.
I'm here to prove that my company's materials had nothing to do with the disaster.
How can you prove that?
As far as I'm concerned, I already have.
How?
What I learned, I told the commissioner.
I hope, Commissioner, that you're not permitting this man to unduly influence you. If you would care for an expert interpretation of any of the things that he may have said, my delegation is at your service.
Thank you. I may take advantage of your offer. However, what Mr. Owens has reported to me has not changed my opinion about the cave-in.
I cannot tell you how pleased I am by your fine judgment.
Excuse me. Hello? Commissioner Yesed speaking? Yes? Good. When? Fine, thank you. That was the hospital. Mustafa, the survivor, shows signs of regaining consciousness. Perhaps he can give us the truth, one way or the other.
You will see that the patient Mustaf takes these promptly.
I don't know whether I can arrange it.
Oh, I think you can.
I would not be responsible for further harming the patient.
You won't harm him.
I bow to your superior judgment.
I've inspected carpets in Tehran and Karachi, Damascus, and Medina. Everywhere I was referred to Zex in Kabul.
Now that you've found your way here, you will not be disappointed.
Have you ever had a workman by the name of Mustaf?
Oh, yes, but he was injured and is critically ill.
Has anyone seen him since his injury?
Only his poor wife.
His technique in weaving, is it true to the tradition of Afghanistan, or has it been influenced by those to the north?
You will find that he's loyal to Afghanistan. Whatever you can get from him is truly valuable.
Mustaf, we have come to... Mustaf? Mustaf, can you hear me? It's funny, they said he was conscious. Mustaf!
Have you seen this?
That's an odd injury, isn't it?
Yeah, very. I don't think he'll be able to talk to us for a while.
My apologies for bringing you here for nothing.
No, it wasn't for nothing, Commissioner. When he can't speak, I think he'll have a lot to tell us. Meanwhile, I think we'd better get a doctor in here.
Yes.
Official authorities that sabotage has been done, an intelligence agent must provide convincing physical evidence, no matter what means he is forced to use to obtain such evidence. I'd like to apologize for being so unfriendly yesterday.
I suppose you had your reasons.
Yes, one of them was a listening device in your husband's cell. I saw no reason to let the authorities know I was his friend.
His friend?
Mrs. Owens, when an American gets into trouble out here, it hurts business for all of us. Besides, I've been out to the tunnel. I agree with your husband. I think it was sabotaged.
But there's no way to prove it.
I'm not so sure. I found this in the hat that Mustafa was wearing when the tunnel exploded.
What about it?
I ran some tests on it. It's fuse wire, the kind that's used to set off dynamite. It was manufactured behind the Iron Curtain.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Why don't you go straight to Commissioner Yesid?
No, when we go to Yesid, I want to be ready to present the whole story. Do you know where I can find Mustaf's wife?
Yes, but she won't speak to you. You know the Afghan customs regarding women.
She can talk to me if you're alone.
I believe she will.
Did you see him after the tunnel fell in?
Oh, yes. They brought Mustaf out, and I was with him until the ambulance came from Kabul.
Was he able to speak to you?
He was in great pain, but for a few moments he was able to speak.
What did he say?
They were strange things. I did not understand.
Did he mention an explosion?
Yes. He said there was going to be an explosion and that he stopped it. I did not understand.
He said he stopped the explosion?
He was in great pain. He was not able to say what he meant. And by the time the policeman came close to us, Mustafa was no longer conscious.
Did you ever talk to him again after that?
No. No. Nor did anyone else.
Come in.
I hope I'm not disturbing you, Commissioner, but I've come once more to ask for permission to examine the interior of the tunnel.
You know I can't grant it.
And you know that you make it impossible for me to make an estimate without seeing the inside of the tunnel.
You will see it when the time comes.
And I'm sorry to have to tell you this. Within the hour, I received a communication from my government requesting me to forward to them a statement of costs. If this is not forthcoming, we will be unable to allocate the necessary funds for the job.
I see.
So you understand. Either I'm allowed to examine the tunnel at once, or we will be unable to help you with it in the future.
You make things very difficult for me. The trial begins tomorrow.
Well, you can't blame my government. After all, we are willing to take over where the Americans have failed. You can't blame them for wanting to know the costs.
Very well, Loki.
I'll make arrangements for you to visit the tunnel.
Thank you, Commissioner. Afghanistan will not be sorry. Good day.
Good day.
I have conclusive proof that neither my materials nor your engineering could have caused the accident. It was definitely a case of sabotage.
Just like I told you.
I owe most of that proof to Mustaf, the former chief of your hard rock crew.
What about him?
Well, as a hard rock man, Mustaf would have been working at the point of deepest penetration into the mountain, wouldn't he?
Yes, here.
Right. I examined the tunnel and plotted the 0 point of the explosion. It was far back from the point of deepest penetration. In fact, it was much nearer the middle.
Good. Proof, you say? Keep listening, and I want a full report. Immediately.
Now, if Mustaf was here, he was at the point farthest from the blast.
Which explains how he managed to survive it all.
But Mustaf's wife said he stopped an explosion. And even more important, this wire is concrete physical evidence that he did as fuse wire.
But what was it connected to?
As engineering men, I think we can conclude that there were 2 charges of dynamite in the tunnel. Mustaf found one and disconnected it. If so, it was the other one that went off and caused the damage.
But then there's still an unexploded charge of dynamite in the tunnel.
Mm-hmm. And we've got to find it before the saboteurs realize it's there.
I understand.
Guard. Are you Mr. Loki?
I am. Commissioner, you said was supposed to have called about me.
He did. You can stay inside as long as you like.
Thank you.
Now, the odor of dynamite lingers in the air. It will cost us a great deal of money to clear the debris before we begin working again. Money our government will consider well spent. Now, perhaps we'll be able to use some of this American equipment. Won't be the first time I've used American equipment. It served us quite well back in 1944. Now, come on, let's see if our second charge did as much damage.
This report of your conversation with Walker is very disturbing. However, I am in grave doubt as to its factual content.
That's your privilege. But you owe it to yourself as commissioner to make a thorough search of that tunnel.
We've done that already many times.
Commissioner, you hired Walker because Afghanistan, at this stage of her development, had no engineers quite as capable. You used our materials for the same reason. Perhaps we can also help you to pinpoint this sabotage.
But who would want to perpetrate such a horrible crime?
It's possible the dynamite will give us the answer. Commissioner, if you intend to resume work in that tunnel, you've got to find that explosive. Otherwise, you're just asking for another disaster.
Have the prisoner John Walker brought to my office immediately, and I want a car brought round for transportation to the tunnel.
I tell you, that second charge of dynamite never went off.
I don't understand it. It was wired just as the first one.
And the dynamite's still in here.
It has to be back there somewhere. It was wired right along that wall.
We've got to find that dynamite before somebody else does. It shouldn't be too difficult.
Is Mr. Loki still inside?
Yes, Commissioner.
why there wasn't any second explosion? Somehow it got broken.
It wasn't broken. It was pulled from the detonator.
Good afternoon, Commissioner. We weren't expecting you. We've just about completed our investigation.
Good. And do you learn anything by your visit?
Oh, a great deal. We'll be able to give you a very realistic estimate of cost now. I'm surprised that Mr. Walker's here. Has he been released?
There seem to be still some unanswered questions. I bring these gentlemen along to help me answer them.
My delegation will be very pleased to furnish you with whatever information you may need. And I think you'll agree that it'll be much more reliable than anything you will get from these people who've already caused so much damage.
I resent that.
I'm sorry.
I've insisted that I wasn't to blame. Now that I'm here, I know it. It was your material.
It's completely unfounded, Walker, and you know it.
I know nothing of the kind. Now that I've seen it, I agree with these gentlemen that the cause of the disaster was inferior materials.
Don't involve us in your bickering.
I'm willing to test every piece of equipment in here. I'll stake my company's reputation on the contention that most of it will still operate. That's in perfect condition. Perfect condition.
Sure. But what about the stuff that's still buried under there?
I'm sorry you're adopting this attitude, Walker. I wanted to help you.
The only way you can help is to admit the real trouble.
All right, we'll see.
Gentlemen, there's no point to this. You're proving nothing.
This detonator. I'll guarantee you that this detonator is in perfect working order.
Can you prove it?
Yes, I can. Find me a voltmeter.
You let them waste your time this way.
It takes patience, my friend, to learn the truth.
I'll connect this up. Probably a light wire of some kind, wouldn't you say? Anyway, it'll give us a chance to test the detonator.
Mr. Owens, you're merely giving credence to Walker by taking him so seriously.
In America, we take our products seriously. That's why they're so good. Hey, these wires can't lead to anything, can they?
Nothing I know of. We had quite a lighting system in here.
As you gentlemen well know, if the voltmeter registers, that means that this detonator is in perfect working condition.
Oh, this is ridiculous. I'll take your word for it that it's in perfect working order. Commissioner, you can save us a great deal of time by giving Mr. Owens a perfectly clean bill of health on his materials. The basic issues are still the same.
But this man is accused of having faulty goods. I believe he should defend himself.
Here, what's a few more minutes? You, Loki. What's the voltmeter?
Well, it isn't properly connected.
Looks fine to me. Unless if there was an explosive at the end of these wires, I can almost swear that wasn't our wire. Could there be any wire from your country in here?
It's a possibility. Then we don't have to test it, do we?
No, it still wouldn't affect the operation of the detonator. Now, stand back and watch the voltmeter.
Step back.
Watch it carefully.
Stop. I demand that you permit us to leave this tunnel.
You may leave, but first, our demonstration.
No. It's in perfect working order. I vouch for it. I, Dimitri, Loki, vouch for it.
Thank you, but Mr. Walker still seems to have some doubts.
There's dynamite at the other end.
Well, it would seem my government owes you an apology.
Just after you get back into work.
I think that can be arranged. And you, Mr. Owens, will you be able to stay with us?
No, I'm afraid not. You see, the stuff I'm selling, they need in too many places.
According to this, our engineers will finish the tunnel right on schedule, in spite of everything.
They were that far ahead before the sabotage. Any repercussions from Loki's people?
Well, when the full story came out, his government denied that he represented them.
Afghanistan knows differently.
Thanks to you. I'd like to give you a few days off, Ken, but, well, this is urgent.
Thomas Paine, the famous American patriot, once said, "Every man must finally see the necessity for protecting the rights of others as the most effectual security for his own." The men of the intelligence service know that this applies to individuals as well as nations. I'll see you next week.